Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth edition of our Buffalo Bills podcast. Today, we will be discussing the Bills' horrendous defeat to the Denver Broncos. But as we got walked off by a last-minute field goal. Now, I'd like to welcome my friend Adrian.
What's up? Yeah, I'll just take it from here. Terrible, pathetic loss from Buffalo last night. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It's so frustrating. Like we said
I am
last week,
disgusted. It
exactly.
was despicable. The
Yeah,
the
yeah,
amount of turnovers by Josh Allen was despicable.
yeah, pathetic in my opinion. We were talking last game about how it was a must win, and of course, we didn't turn up in a must win. Now we're 5-5, and on the outside looking on the playoff picture, it's the whole season's going to shit. I don't understand what's going on. Um, it's like the offense isn't clicking. Uh, Obviously, we'll discuss. Thank the Lord that Dorsey has been fired. Uh, it's it's about time, and one down, one to go. We still need McDermott gone because as we know, he's a terrorist as well. What do you think? What do you think are the main issues with this football team?
I am. My issue is Dalvin bleeping Cook. He's the issue to everything. Dalvin bleeping Cook. I want him off this team right now.
James Cook, bro. It's James.
James bleeping
Okay,
Cook. I want
okay,
James
yeah.
bleeping Cook off this football team right now. I don't even remember his first name because he sucks. He sucks so bad. That whole Cook family, they're not cooking. He's my first problem. My second one
Yeah,
is Allen because he has the most turnovers in the NFL right now. Unbelievable.
yeah. Is fame just getting to him? I don't understand. Like it's like he's as soon as he starts dating a Hollywood star and he starts playing golf and he's in commercials, now he forgets how to play football and he's becoming lazy and just as you said, becoming a turnover machine. As everyone said, I was always a guy who defended Josh and being like, oh yeah, like he's a victim of the coaching, he's a victim of this, a victim of that, but he's just not good enough to lead us to a Super Bowl, in my opinion. Do you think so as well?
Well, you want to know something? It looks like
Yeah,
Josh Allen has gained some weight too.
exactly. Lazy fat, bro.
Yes,
Oh
he's
my.
but you want to know something?
Yeah,
If he didn't, he had, I believe, two turnovers last night, and then there were
yeah.
two other turnovers. It wasn't his fault. If two of those, if one of those turnovers didn't happen, there's a legitimate chance we win that game. Because remember, the turnovers resulted in not only the Broncos having more possession time, but it resulted in two field goals, I believe. So the turnovers were quite literally the difference in the game. If one of those turnovers did not happen, we win the game. This is
A-
ridiculous.
Absolutely. But to your point about how impactful the turnovers were, like, and they are definitely. Hold on, I was in the shot. Like as impactful as those were, and like how damaging it is to the game. I think overall, the fact that we are like able to keep the Denver Broncos in that game to the point where they are able to win the game, I just think that that's pathetic as a team that's supposedly contending for a Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. I don't think that these are the kinds of performances that Super Bowl contending teams are supposed to be putting out there. Is that like it's not good enough? Something needs to change.
I completely agree. To lose to the Denver Broncos, it was a must-win game. To lose to the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson,
Who is
he's not
cooked, by
cooking,
the way?
bro. He's not
He is
cooking.
cooked, supposedly.
Yeah,
He's cooking our defense somehow. I don't understand.
terrible. No, I mean, it's brutal, and of course it's Judy who kills us. Jerry Judy, the guy that we were begging for. I mean,
Exactly.
terrible.
Yeah,
And
let's talk about Gabe Davis actually. On Jerry Judy note, like how about let's talk about our number two wide receiver that we should have gotten Jerry Judy because of how how crap Gabriel Davis is. Can't catch a damn ball. Like goes through his hands. I don't care. Like, oh, Josh throws hard. Okay, he's an NFL quarterback. He's gonna throw the ball hard. He just drops the ball. It's actually so frustrating. Like,
You want to know what
is
Gabe
yeah.
Davis is? He's
Well,
Darius Slayton. That's what he is. He drops the ball
that's
in the clutch moments of the game. He stinks. Get him off the team. He can't do anything for this team. I want him gone right now. He's Joey Gallo. That's what he is. Joey Gallo. He's
yeah,
terrible.
absolutely,
He's terrible.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
of course on the last play of the game. The
Oh,
kicker
tell
for
me
the
about it.
Broncos, he misses the field goal first try, but of course we have 12 men on the field, an extra man. I mean, that's on McDermott right there. That's just horrible, brutal, brutal, brutal way to lose a
Exactly.
game.
Exactly. Because as you said, McDermott is the main problem in that. He's supposed to be a head coach. He's supposed to be operating everything. He's supposed to be in control of everything. And in that situation, the fact that we are unprepared to on the last minute field goal attempt, it's like what are you gonna do? You're not blocking the kick. Like why the fuck does that even matter? Like why are you putting 12 men out there? Like play with 6 men out there. Like I don't care. Like it's actually embarrassing how like we lost. Like we would have won that game if it wasn't for that coaching blunder. Like it's actually embarrassing from McDermott. And honestly, I'm gonna start hashtag McDermott out on my social medias because it's actually getting to the point where it's too much. We're not winning a Super Bowl with McDermott as our head coach.
The team is not ready to play, and there's too many mistakes under him. The amount of
Yes.
mistakes that we've made last night between the 4 turnovers, the last play of the game, the false starts that we consistently keep having, it's on the coach. And that if we didn't make even if we made those mistakes, but we made like 3/4 of them instead of all of them, we might have won that game. Yeah, I mean, each
Yeah.
mistake proved, just took away possession time. And the worst part about it is that the Bronx didn't even they didn't they didn't like cash in on the mistakes.
Exactly.
They
A
they
a
just
better team would like have destroyed us in those situations. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree with you. It's just a brutal way to lose the game. Considering all that happened and all the mistakes we made that the Broncos couldn't cash in on. They couldn't take advantage of our we're lucky it wasn't the Eagles. They would have blown us out like 40-10 or something. I mean,
Exactly.
just brutal. And um the here's the thing though. Although we're 5-5 right now and our playoff chances are dwindling down, but I don't think the season is over yet. If we could beat the Jets next week, the New York Jets, Zach Wilson, the kids call him Sack Wilson for a reason.
Yeah.
If we could beat
Yo,
them, we might be alive still.
just screw the Jets, bro. Honestly, screw the Super Bowl. Like, just beat the Jets at this point. Like, at this point, this team has proved to me enough that we can't beat the better teams in the NFL. We can't even beat the bad teams in the NFL. But if we can just beat the Jets and the Dolphins and the Patriots and to just shut them all up, I think that that's a successful season in my opinion. But on a serious note, no, uh, I don't know, bro. Like this team isn't serious. Like what am I talking about? Being serious? Like seriously, we aren't good enough to win a Super Bowl. Like next game we play the Jets, who I think are a better football team than us. Like whatever
I
Zach Wilson. I
think
know
I
he
agree. Their
sucks.
their
Yeah,
defense is better. They
yeah,
have better wide receivers, a better running back.
yeah,
I think the coaches both are bad, to be
yeah.
honest.
Exactly.
But,
They're still better than McDermott
yeah,
and
they're better than McDermott.
terrorist Dorsey.
And whoever our new offensive coordinator is,
Oh yeah,
they
let's
got
talk about that.
Nathaniel Hackett. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, we're essentially even with the Jets right now. The only thing really separating us drastically is Allen versus Wilson, and I don't know how much better Allen is than Wilson at this point
yeah.
because he's played
Exactly.
horribly. This is
Hmm.
he's not playing as good as he should be, and I think something like he has to be something has to be done this offseason to either change his workout routines, change however he trains. I don't know because I don't know what has to be done, but something has to be done to change this because he has really not been good enough now since the 2021 season. And really the last time that I felt the last time that he was like prime Josh Allen was the game versus the Chiefs. Because
Exactly.
this has been too long, too many turnovers. Hopefully we could get Dable back for the offensive coordinator, but Dable leaving is no excuse. He's just been it's too many turnovers these last 2 years. Too many.
Yeah. Josh has not been stepping up. He's supposed to be the franchise quarterback, and he just has not been consistent enough. He has not been good enough, frankly, since, as you said, the 13 seconds game. And like I don't know what it's gonna need to take to get him back to being prime Josh Allen, but I don't know if it's bringing back Dayball. I don't know if it's like getting him more weapons, but at this point, I'm tired of doing that. I feel like we've been trying to improve this team for too long, and it just hasn't been working out. We haven't like really improved or changed or gotten better, in my opinion. It's getting kind of frustrating, and hopefully we figure something out. Because Josh Allen's prime, whatever you want to call it, is dwindling down. He's eventually going to start getting older, and if we don't fix these issues while he's still young, like we're not going to be good down the line, in my
Oh,
opinion.
by the way, one reason to run the ball more with Allen is because the amount of turnovers he has, there's a less likely chance you turn it over if you haven't run the ball.
Yeah, he also
That's
fumbles
why the
more.
running game is such an issue here.
Yeah,
How could they not know to have a better running game when the quarterback is literally a turnover machine? I mean,
yeah.
and he reminds me, he's like Daniel Jones. Him and Daniel Jones are very similar type of body types.
That's
And both of them are
embarrassing.
turnover machines. How could they not have a better running game? Because notice how Daniel Jones and the Giants overall play so much better when Saquon Barkley's in there. The fact that the running game is not better is just terrible. And it doesn't even have to be, having a better running back necessarily, but have Allen run the ball more. That's what I would do, if anything.
Exactly. Honestly, just embarrassing. I don't know if the coaching will change that. Obviously, the big news of today was Dorsey has been relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator, and we've our interim has been appointed as Joe Brady, who's a former offensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers. But the thing is, I think this is too little, too late. I don't. It's too late in the season to salvage something for this like 30-year-old coach, very young by the way, is just gonna like magically turn around the offensive scheming. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't think we have the tools right now. Allen's head isn't in the game right now. We don't have the receivers, the running game. It's honestly just a disaster on offense. I don't think it's the point of no return, in my opinion.
Let me give you a stat here. In Allen's career, he's 0-7 in overtime. He can't win the big game. They don't advance in the playoffs with him. The farthest they got was what, the AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Then two
Yep.
divisional losses. And you could tell me all you want. Listen, the Chiefs game wasn't Allen's fault, but you know, it, I
Yeah.
mean, he could have played better in the first quarter. So he's
Yeah.
0-7 in overtime, and he's gotten cocky. He's gotten fat. He's gained way too much weight. The money's flowing in. Brutal, just brutal. He's over cocky now, and something needs to
Def-
change.
Definitely. But as you said, um, on Allen, as you said, he's obviously been disappointing as of recent seasons, if I'm being honest. But like I don't think that the answer is replacing him at all. We can't replace him. He just
No,
has
I
to play
agree.
better. I don't
I
know.
agree
Yeah,
because at his best, I think even at his worst, he's still better than
a
Wilson,
top 10.
and he's
He's still
better.
yeah,
Yeah, he's better than Mac Jones, and maybe him and Tua are around the same level, maybe. So yeah,
yeah.
I don't think you could get rid of him at this point. And
Mhm.
they're not going to get a high enough pick. Even if they lose out, they're not going to get a high enough pick to draft. Like I don't know the draft class for this year too well, but I know that if they get like the 12th pick in the draft, I don't know what type of quarterback you could get. That's going to be it's not Caleb
Yeah,
Williams, I'll tell you that.
I know. Um, yeah, replacing Josh is definitely not the answer, but at the same time, something has to change because I'm so sick of doing this every season where we're like pondering like, oh, how are we gonna get over the hump? How is this offense gonna improve this year? How are we gonna uh make this offense better to the point where we can win a Super Bowl? And it just hasn't been working. And we've been trying to improve the line. We've been trying to like, I guess, get more receivers a little bit, but we need more. Something needs to change. And on that, I think that the one common denominator in all of this is Sean McDermott. I don't know what it is, but like he has been at the center of every single like embarrassing Bills loss in like the Josh Allen era. I don't know, let me get your take on this. Do you think that McDermott is like a big issue in all of this?
For this year, for sure, because the team has not looked
Yeah,
ready to play, in specifically in the first half, which is an indictment on the coach. They have not
yeah,
looked ready to play in the first half for way too many games. There's
yeah,
been so many false starts on our guys. The end of the Broncos game is solely on McDermott. I mean, that's like coaching at its worst right
yeah.
there.
Don't forget 13 seconds
Yeah, yeah,
against the
that too.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I
That
mean
like we're
it's too many. You're right. It's too many
like
bad
blunders.
plays, too many
Yeah,
blunders, too many mistakes overall. I would
yeah,
fire him, and to be honest, I would not be completely shocked if they lose to the Jets.
yeah.
I would not be
Honestly.
shocked if he gets fired either after the Jets game or in the bye week, which is in like 2 weeks from now, I think.
He has absolutely, if we miss the playoffs, he has to be fired. And if he's not, then like I'll find a new football team. I'm joking, but like it's actually gonna be embarrassing if he keeps his job after that. Thank you, I guess, for changing the culture. I guess for breaking the playoff drought, but
I mean,
he's not
he shouldn't be
built
known as it. I mean, when you look at what
exactly.
he's done here, this year has been a disgrace. Last year's
Hmm.
playoff exit was uncompetitive. By
Hmm.
us. Then the year
Yeah,
before, the 13 seconds game to the Chiefs, that has to be one of the worst games in Bills history.
yeah.
Uh, year before they did make it far in the playoffs, I'll give them that. But these last 3 seasons really have not been good enough. The way it's ended and the way this one has gone so far, he deserves to be fired. Now let me ask you something. If Dable gets fired from the Giants, how would you feel if the Bills hired him instead of as the offensive coordinator as the head coach to replace McDermott?
Honestly, I never thought of that, but now that you say it, I think that that would work a hell of a lot better than McDermott. I'll just say that because what Dayball did that I really liked is that he had the balls to criticize Josh whenever he made mistakes. And that's why in the Dayball era, that's why his picks were much less limited. Like, I think that Dayball is a very disciplined coach, as you saw in the first season with the Giants. Like, well, this season,
Yeah, don't forget
just,
last year he was
yeah,
screaming at Jones first play of the game that set the tone for the entire season for them.
exactly.
He's critical of his players. Gonna he's not gonna
Yeah,
meme
just
right
be
them.
like exactly like you saw like after Josh's pick this game, like where not the Davis drop one, the one where he just threw it to the I think it was Justin Simmons. Like you saw him on the sideline going like I don't know what was it like good job or something, but he was like clapping his hands. He's like yeah. I'm like bro, picks can't happen. You need to have the balls to stick up to your players and be like, that can't happen. You need to be better. Dayball, I think, will put some more discipline on this team, much needed discipline to the point where we're going to be focused going into games. And Josh and hopefully the entire offense is going to be uh, just better, just overall better, mentally, physically, schematically, and just overall. I think we're going to perform better. So I would not be opposed to that idea at all.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think Dable just knows more ball and specifically offensively.
Yes.
He knows how to. I think he's a better like offensive player guy, offensive play calling guy than and more of an offensive minded guy than McDermott and Dorsey. I think he knows more about how to have a successful offense. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so there are multiple reasons to hire him there. How would you overall? How would you say the defense performed in this game?
Oh yeah, right. We haven't really touched on them too much, but honestly, I don't. That's I haven't really been thinking about the defense that much, but I guess they perform fine.
Yeah, I don't blame the
I don't
defense at
really
all.
have.
I mean, first,
Yeah,
really, when you look at what they did, they allowed 22 points, but I mean, four turnovers, which I think led to the Broncos starting in our
good field
territory.
position for
Yeah,
them.
good
Yeah,
field position. Four They had like four turnovers, which absolutely killed the defense. I mean, it just made things so much more harder than they had to be. Overall, I do not blame the defense, though. I think it's all on the offense, really, this game, and the coaching.
yeah. Obviously, overall, final takeaways from the game. I just think that it's not good enough for a team that's supposedly contending for a Super Bowl. It's just these standards are not it, not the standards that we're supposed to be living up to, and yeah, it needs to improve. But honestly, I don't have confidence that it will because I've been saying this for the past 3 years, and not much has changed. So it's frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully, hopefully we can at least beat the Jets next week.
Yeah, at the
And
very least, just beat the
yeah.
Jets, please. Just beat the
And they're
Jets,
they're in a
please.
slump right now. They're in a terrible slump right now, the Jets are.
Mm,
So, you know.
yeah,
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the fourth edition of our Buffalo Bills podcast. I'd like to thank Adrian and I'd like to say screw the Bills and Sean McDermott. Thank you,
yeah,
everyone.
exactly. See ya.